John Rhys Davies is really good.
Mm. I've heard he's it's a little bit of an asshole in real life.
Yeah, it seems like most of the actors who are really good are kind of assholes.
Like I've heard, I haven't heard anything super specific, but I've heard he can be like a bit of a diva on set.
I've heard that Mandy Patinkin's a dick too.
Yeah, I've heard the same thing about him, which is sad because I like Mandy.
And he's also good.
He is, as well.
Yeah.
He can also sing and dance. Your face is a bit of a diva giant nerd guy. Of course, I don't really... I can only remember Mandy from 3 things specifically. One, of course, is Princess Bride. The other is he was in a really good horror movie with Tim Robbins called Jacob's Ladder, which basically inspired Silent Hill. It's very Silent Hill before Silent Hill was a thing. And he was in Dead Like Me, the show.
Yeah, I like Dead Like Me.
I also like Dead Like Me. Have you seen the movie, though? The movie was pretty bad.
He was
I
also
think I saw
in
it, but
Criminal Minds, I think the first couple of seasons that he left.
See, I'm not really into the like police procedurals or stuff like that, so I wouldn't have seen him in that. I think I remember seeing like commercials for it, but I know he's done like a lot of stage stuff too, because he is a singer and a dancer, as far as I recall.
I saw Patrick Stewart in a stage performance once.
Really? You actually saw him? What was it?
It was, what was it? Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf or something like that?
Hmm. I've heard of it. I've never seen it. How was he? I mean, I assume that he was really great. He is a stage actor. I mean, that's what he does. It's what he started out with.
Yeah.
Him and Ian McKellen.
Yeah.
The show, other than him, kind of put me literally to sleep.
Yeah.
And then he woke me up with a really dramatic scene where he broke some glass and got really angry.
Talking about Raul Julia reminded me that he's dead, and it made me sad.
It should always be said that we lost such a brilliant actor.
So I don't mean to like bring the mood down, although it might be too late. I might have already done it. A lot of the times when an actor or celebrity dies, it's, you know, it's sad that someone died, but I'm not like that broken up about it, because I mean, I didn't know them. You know, I might have seen a few things that they were in, but I wasn't super attached to them, you know. But there have definitely been a few celebrities that have actually made me really sad that they died.
I still miss Robin Williams.
Robin Williams is actually who I was referring to. Robin Williams was the most recent celebrity death that really just absolutely like bummed me out. Like, it was really, really sad when he died. Because I loved everything that Robin Williams is in. I love Mork and Mindy. I love Hook. Like, I know people shit on Hook a lot, but I love that movie.
Why? Hook is actually a really fun movie.
I don't know why.
It's just weird to think that they had to shave him so he could play Peter Pan. Because it is not a secret, Robin Williams is a very hairy man.
Yeah. I think the reason why is because Hook was a bit of a box office flop. They spent a shit ton of money on it, and it did not really make that much money back. And I think that's why everybody is like, "Oh yeah, it must have been crap." And it's like, no, it wasn't crap. It just Well, it didn't resonate with
Probably
audiences
poor
at the
marketing.
time. I love Hook.
Actually, that's true.
I love Awakenings. Have you ever seen the movie Awakenings? This is
I've
an amazing
not.
movie. It's one of his dramatic roles.
I saw him in 1 Hour Photo. That was a big different one when he his character Psy.
Mm-hmm. I remember that one.
There was
What
toys.
Dreams
I
May
love
Come.
toys. I love toys. I love Dreams May Come. That's what I'm saying. I loved everything that he was in. Everything that I've seen him in, I've just absolutely loved. I loved him in Aladdin. I love Toys. Toys is another one that people shit on a lot, but I really like that movie.
I don't remember much about it.
It's kind of a weird movie.
He was in that movie.
Yes, LL Cool J was in that movie. So was Joan Cusack. And Michael Gambon. Dumbledore. Dumbledore himself was in that one. The original. He's the original Dumbledore, or was he was the replacement Dumbledore, wasn't he?
He was a replacement. Wow, this tree was so big, I can't actually fit it all in the truck.
It also had a video game that was actually kind of shit. But
What,
that's
toys?
neither here nor there. Yeah.
Like every other video game tie-in. Or
Yeah.
movie tie-in.
The Hook, well, as Giant Nerd Guy was saying, the Hook
was
ones were decent.
kind of fun though, but really
Yeah.
weird because it was a side-scrolling brawler. Like, why though?
Yeah. The Hook video game was pretty fun. There was another one too for like the Super Nintendo that was a little bit different. That was actually kind of fun too.
Oh no!
What happened?
No,
What?
it's good. No, everything's fine. Don't
What are
worry.
you doing? What are you doing?
Don't worry about it. Don't listen to Peppy Hair.
Do a barrel roll. Yeah, if you want to see, if you want to be, if you want to feel feelings during a Robin Williams movie, which is very easy to do because he's made some really good movies, watch Awakenings. I'm not gonna say anything else about it. I'll give you the basic, the rundown. The Awakenings, I think, takes place in the, it's like the 50s or 60s in a hospital, like a when I say an asylum, but it's not like a mental asylum. It's like a place where they kind of put people to just kind of let them live because there's nothing else they can do with them. And this hospital is filled with old people that have been there a very long time and they cannot do anything. They're all like catatonic, essentially. And Robin Williams plays a nerdy doctor who suddenly kind of comes up with an epiphany to combine a couple of medications to see if that will treat these people and help them. And there you go. It's definitely a drama, but it has its light moments. You know, it's one of those nice kind of feel-good dramas. Robert De Niro is in it as well, back when he still gave a shit about acting. So he's really good in it too.
I liked Robin Williams' cameo appearance in Tu Wong Fu. I don't think that was entirely planned. I think he was just on hand at the time.
I don't think I ever actually saw that.
Tu Wong Fu is one of my favorite movies.
Patrick Swayze in that one too?
Patrick Swayze,
guy
Wesley
who died.
Snipes, and John
Makes you sad.
Leguizamo.
Do you remember to mention Mrs. Doubtfire?
Yeah, no, but yes.
Who doesn't know Mrs. Doubtfire?
You set those for soybeans, Craig? You remember to do that? Just making sure.
Yeah.
All right. I would like to do something, but I'm not sure what to do. Because I think it's too early to fertilize or weed it right now. Gotta wait.
Well, I'm fertilizing it.
You're solid fertilizing it, but there's also liquid fertilizer. But I think you have to, like, wait a little bit before you put that in. Hello! Yes, Giant Nerd Guy, that is the... that is Mrs. Doubtfire.
It is said that actors who are comedians do dramas very well.
They can. I mean, Jim Carrey was really good in The Truman Show. I don't think I've ever actually seen anything else, any other dramas that Jim Carrey has been in.
Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless
Oh, I
Mind.
did see that. I did see that, yeah. I like that movie, too.
Jim Carrey himself has said that that movie is the most how he is normally off-screen than any other movie. He's not this goofy, over-the-top guy all the time. He's actually
no,
very
I wouldn't
solemn.
think so. Yeah, that's kind of what I've heard about it, about him. I mean, it takes a lot of energy to be funny. Like, it's not surprising that a comedian does not want to be funny off screen, because it's a lot. It's a lot to do.
Was Adam Sandler any good in that drama he did recently?
Uncut Gems, I've heard very good things about Uncut Gems, but I have not seen it. I've heard people raving about it. He also apparently swears, like, a lot in that movie. Is the other thing that I've heard about that movie. But I have not seen it. I don't know, has Adam Sandler been in other dramas? He was in that one, shit, what was it called? He was in one with, was it Don Cheadle that he was in that one with? He played a guy who was, I think he had lost his family in 9/11, and he had gone kind of weird. And I think Don Cheadle was kind of trying to help him with it. I can't remember what it was called. He was also in a movie called, was it Punch Drunk Love, but I didn't see that one. So I don't know. But he was really good in the other one. Let me while I'm waiting for this stuff to happen, let me look it up.
There was a film he was
Adam
in.
Sandler.
I believe it's Rain Over Me.
Reign Over Me, that's it. That is it.
I think that's the one where his character was obsessively playing Shadow of the Colossus.
It might have been, yeah. I think he was obsessed with the game. I don't remember. It's been like a long time. And that is Don Cheadle in there. Don Cheadle, another good actor.
Get obsessed with Shadow of the Colossus.
Yeah, I mean, I remember really liking that
game's
movie.
ever made.
That was a good one. Craig, do you want to continue seeding? Do you want to do oats in the other field? Or do you want to do something else? Because I can do that if you want.
Might as well.
Alright. Well, I will just sit here and do nothing then. Just continue talking about movies. But hey, at least we're talking about something. Last time we were playing, we were a little bit, I think I used the term narcoleptic.
I think you should probably fertilize this field now.
Should I do it now? I can do it now.
It's already marked as growing, but only
Alright.
half fertilized, so... You just want to be careful not to be on it when the crops start coming up.
Not with this one. I mean, do you want to switch tractors? go. And then we'll fill it up with...
Seed oat. Why does this one say it's fertilized already?
I don't know. Definitely gonna need more liquid fertilizer. I don't think this is enough, but we'll see.
Hey, you want to see something really scary?
Still talking about Twilight Zone? You talking about, was it yesterday?
Technically this morning, but yes.
This isn't working, Craig. So, it's not updating on the map, so I'm gonna go ahead and wait. I think we have to wait until it changes once.
I mean, I'm not kidding. I really like those short anthology type of shows.
Yeah, I like them. I like those. I like Twilight
This
Zone.
isn't working either.
I have Twilight Zone on DVD. Is it not? What's not working about it?
It's like only working in patches. Weird patches.
There's still patches of grass there, but there's nothing on the thing. It does say it's cultivated. Oh, it looks like it's doing it now. I see growing, following you as you go.
But the graphic is stopping now. Like, see how it quit?
Yeah, I see it. Yeah, I see it on here too.
Maybe it needs to be recultivated.
I thought we did. No, and it would have needed to be replowed, which I just did. It says it's cultivated, so I would think that it would be working.
I'm gonna
Reset
the machine.
Alright, Farm Sim 19... Change field. Changing crop per plot. You can plant what you like after plowing or cultivating the field, which... The field is marked fully as cultivated. Except for like a couple of patches here and there.
I think it's working. I just had to lift the sower and then put it back down again.
Oh.
It's like it didn't like me
Okay.
switching tractors and then reattaching without lifting the sower.
Alright. Well, since I have the tractor that can use the arm, I'm gonna start trying to put the hay bales in storage. Let me know when you're done seeding that, and I will start putting the time up, because we're still at real time right now while we're seeding, but I was gonna wait until you're done to put the time up.
Okay.
Nice.
Well, Chuck, what's your favorite anthology series? What's the one you like the best?
I never watched many, but the one I watched the most was The Outer Limits.
Which one? The old one or the new one? Or the 90s one?
The 90s one.
I like the 90s one. I like the old one too, but I also like the 90s one.
I'd probably say Tales from the Crypt then.
Really? Oh, can't get over those. Oh well. You like the Tales from the Crypt movies as well?
I didn't actually watch them.
Really? Have you not seen them? I liked Demon Knight. I thought that was a pretty good movie. Billy Zane. You don't really see in movies anymore, but I would recommend Demon Knight. It's it's Tales from the Crypt, so it's cheesy and it's a bit gory and a bit horror-y. I don't remember what the other Tales from the Crypt movies are. There's at least like a couple of other ones, aren't there?
There's a one from that's like Tales from the Hood.
Yeah, but was that Tales from the Crypt?
Oh well, sort of yes, because the Crypt Keeper was there, but it was kind of a hold on.
I don't think this is going into the thing here. I need to. No, these bales are not going into this. Oddly. Weird that they would work with the horses, the horse thing, but not this.
Yeah.
Alright, well, I might as well just go put them at the horse field. Maybe they can make a nice stack. I'll try to put them under the shed that's there. I don't want to just leave them out.
Play Django with them.
I mean, I might try. I don't know how well I can stack them with this. But I'll give it a shot. I like that there were a couple of episodes of the newer Outer Limits that had, at least the one from the 90s, that had, like, continuing plots from, like, another episode. Because there were at least a couple that, like, they didn't necessarily have the same people, but they took place in, like, the same world as a previous episode.
I don't recall.
It was the episode, it's, oddly enough, it reminds me a little bit, unfortunately, of Battlefield Earth. It's the one where, like, the aliens, like, took over the planet and were, like, in charge, and the humans were treated as slaves.
I actually enjoyed reading Battlefield Earth.
There were actually, like, a couple of episodes that were kind of like that, where they were all basically in the same, like, world, in that same world, but they had, like, different characters.
Do you mean it reminded you of the book or the movie?
The movie. I mean, I don't know. I never read the book.
No, I actually enjoyed the book.
I mean, Battlefield Earth
that,
was about aliens taking over, who had taken over Earth and had enslaved humanity.
Yeah. You would think that L. Ron Hubbard had to have been at least a halfway competent science fiction author to do what he did.
Yeah, but like being competent does not preclude one from being insane. Cult
Of
leader.
course. If anything, it just helped him.
Yeah.
Being insane cult leader.
I had someone. at my
Cease
front
and
door.
desist incoming. You had what now?
Had someone at my front door.
Oh.
You had a Scientologist at your front door.
No, they're not allowed out here.
Can't pick up 2. That sucks.
What do you mean they're not allowed out there?
This is Mormon territory.
Yeah, so would they have like a gun battle if they invaded?
They have
might.
they have a book battle.
I mean, Mormons used to do
Throw
some
their
bad
books at
shit
each other.
back in the like 1800s. Just saying. Just saying.
We're all getting sued
We're all getting sued by the
by
Mormons,
both of them.
by the Scientologists. You're right, Johnny. Everybody did bad shit in the 1800s. Although apparently, as I recall, the Mormons were particularly disliked out in the West in the 1800s for various reasons.
So what was the question?
Uh,
Well, that conversation naturally flowed from talking about anthology TV shows.
yes. I haven't actually said what my favorite one was. I guess it might be the original Twilight Zone. I love Outer Limits, but I don't know if anything can really compare to the original Twilight Zone. Some of those episodes are like
Iconic.
ridiculously good.
I
Like
never
the
watched
man
much
who,
of that.
the
Really?
last man on Earth. No, there was time now.
Yeah.
It's not fair. Went a bit English there. He was distinctly not.
Yeah. Well, they like to talk in that is that North Atlantic, whatever bullshit accent that actors used to use back in the day.
I think that's like a holdover from like theater acting.
Yeah. I mean, as I am a super Trek nerd and like to relate anything back to Star Trek, I still remember that William Shatner was in 2 separate Twilight Zone episodes.
Yes, he
And,
was in the infamous. I don't know what they called it, but the Gremlin one.
Yeah, the Gremlin on the Wing. And he was also in the one where he and his wife stop off at a diner during a trip, and there's that like weird little like nickel machine where it gives you like a fortune, and stuff was like coming true, and he got like super obsessed with it and didn't want to leave the diner.
There's something on the wing. Dumb thing.
Which is also a good episode, the one with the diner. Really, most Twilight Zone episodes were, at the very least, like, pretty good, if not excellent.
Another good show I like to watch, and I watch this with my grandma a lot. Just something to do is Beyond Belief.
Beyond Belief, Fact or Fiction, starring
Jonathan Frakes.
Jonathan Frakes.
Which
You-
apparently the show is still going.
I think that they just make more, like, every few years. I think that's what it is.
He
I think it just never
recently
really stops.
tweeted him obviously on the set of like that host zone where he presents the
Yeah.
stories.
Honestly,
Like,
I think
if anyone who's seen the original run of the show would realize, hey, he's in that room where all the goofy shit is.
I honestly think that they just, like, make some more every once in a while. Like, it's just a thing that they sometimes do.
Well, I guess they need to build up a library because the point of the show is that some of these stories have actually happened.
Yeah. Some of them. And you need to figure out which.
Is the set really small and portable or something? 'Cause
It's a fairly small
It's
set.
just kind of like a neutral space with a lot of stuff, usually pertaining to whatever that episode's stories are.
Yeah,
So they can just shove it all in a storage container in between.
pretty much.
It's just mostly props in a negative space.
And then that's like all they need him for. That and a little bit of the narration, and like that's it. It's not like it's a tough or long job. They can make like 100 episodes in like, you know, a couple of weeks. At least as far as Jonathan Frakes is concerned. Obviously they need to film the actors doing it, and they need to come up with the stories, but
I
as far as
mentioned
Frakes' role
before
is-
that I was seeing someone who both loved and hated him in Beyond Belief because he would make a really bad pun and then do that smile, that Riker smile, like
he's so
he knows
smarmy.
what he said, and like daring you to say something about it, like call him out on it.
Yeah. He knew exactly what he was doing too, though. Like he did that kind of look on purpose. Absolutely. Oh, I actually get both of them. Yeah. Great. Great. This is the last load.
God, I can't take this turn without rolling over.
Did you watch the video that I showed you? The like 10-minute video about that show from Pushing Up Roses, who I like watching her stuff.
I don't think so. Not yet.
She does like they're 10-ish minute videos about various older shows, not necessarily about the show in general, although I think that one is about the show in general, but she does them about specific episodes. A lot of the time she does like a Murder, She Wrote episode, like how weird or silly or entertaining it is, or she's done like Goosebumps, she's done Are You Afraid of the Dark. It's like specific episodes that are somewhat notable. This is fine.
I've known some people to do video essays on particular episodes, specifically Goosebumps. Goosebumps had a weird production range. It went from these are really good episodes to this was kind of corny and they didn't know how to write, translate the book into an episode.
Yeah. Or like the
And
book
some
was
of the-
just
and some
a
of them are
little
pretty
bit too
bad.
much for TV. It's like very slightly. Like even though they're kids' books, apparently the TV has to censor them more than the book form.
Speaking of censoring, I saw a recent video talking about things you can't do on English television.
Yeah, you can't point a gun directly at the screen, as I recall, being one of the things.
A big one is you cannot broadcast trying to hypnotize people. Like trying to like. It's very strangely specific, and it came from a show that ran around on the BBC that caused a bit of a panic because that was like the theme. So they wrote it in. Parliament wrote it in that you are not allowed to show like attempts to mind control people or hypnotism. Let's see, what's another one? You cannot show fake news. Fake news in that it's made to show like it's an actual news broadcast because they, a lot of times in a lot of TV and film productions they'll use like the actual newscasters of an area to kind of give authenticity to the story. You can't do that. There is a slight workaround, whereas you have to show the outside perspective, because apparently there was a show that sort of did that, but the way they framed it is that they showed like the fake news broadcasts on TV, but they usually kept like a person in frame that was a part of like the show's premise, or actually do things you shouldn't do and like have people walk in front of the camera to show this is not real.
It's weird.
Those are the only two I can remember off the top of my head.
I think that's I know that like certain kinds of fighting moves warrant a higher rating than they do in other countries. I think like it's like kneeing and elbowing someone is for some reason like warrants a higher like violence rating than just like kicking someone or something. Craig, how you doing? You done?
Just finishing up
Alright.
some mess.
There's no rush. There's no rush. Just wondering. And I know I did read
like
that
how
I think
drove straight through that sign right next to you.
there was a thing that you can't like I think it was on TV, but I think they also try to avoid it on like posters and stuff where like they don't like people to have images of someone pointing a gun like right at the camera.
The viewer.
Yeah.
That kind of seems reasonable. I say kind of.
Because the dumb plebs will get scared.
I mean, consider that a few decades ago they ran an April Fool's thing where people were literally had like spaghetti trees and people were calling in to say, hey, how do I get a spaghetti tree?
Yeah. Well, think of the average person and then realize that half of them are dumber than that.
Yeah.
It's like they said in Men in Black, a person can be smart, a crowd of people can be dumb and frightening.
Also
Yeah.
true. Let's see.
Hope this tree is ours.
Yeah, it looks like you got the whole thing basically. It's all growing. Oddly, it's still that thing is still that entire field 4 is listed as being double fertilized. But we'll see when we speed up time. Let's give it a
There
few
are
hours.
little bits that aren't double fertilized.
Little tiny bits,
I'm
but
trying to go back over.
You know what's another good anthology I liked? And
Yeah.
it probably doesn't. Not a lot of people remember it. Heavy Metal.
I remember that. In particular, I remember the was it the World War II like bomber segment?
I knew
Is
you
the
were
one
going to
that-
say that.
Sticks in my mind. There were other segments, but that's like kind of like the one that sticks in my mind.
That one could be pretty graphic, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I think the movie might have been rated R.
Yeah, all of it was.
Yeah.
Oh no!
What? What are you doing?
I chopped a tree, and it landed into land that we don't own, so now I can't cut it.
Try using the truck to push it back.
I don't know if I can. It's kind of next to a rocky outcropping. It'll be very difficult.
I'm gonna try to use the forklift. Give it a shot. Where are you? There you are. Is this far enough?
Yeah, I think that counts.
I haven't seen that movie in a long time, though.
Which one? Heavy Metal?
Yeah, Heavy Metal.
You know,
Like
it
a
has
very long
a
time.
sequel, right?
No, I don't think I knew that.
The sequel is more focused. It's not a series of stories anymore. It's I don't know if you remember the one story that was like high fantasy. There was like a lady and a dragon.
Sorta, yeah.
I think that's what it's mostly based out of.
Are you getting those little pockets, Craig?
Yeah.
I wouldn't know. Wasn't sure if it was taking or not.
Kind of hard to tell if I'm actually getting them.
I'm sure, like, it's fine the way it is now, to be honest. It doesn't have to be perfect.
Where's your farmer perfectionism?
What do you say?
Where's your farmer perfectionism?
Gone. Gone forever. Lostook was talking about Twilight Zone, the movie. I mentioned it earlier. And I really like that. But as I recall, it had a little bit of a troubled production. People died. People died making that movie.
Doesn't that usually add to the credit, like give you the street cred?
I
of
suppose so.
legendism?
As I recall,
because you could say the same thing about Poltergeist.
True. As I recall, I think some children died while making the movie. I think they died in a helicopter crash during a scene. So that's kind of dark, I guess.
Nothing lends extra spookiness to your spooky film than children dying.
All right, I'm gonna
the scariest
speed up
of
time.
humans.
I'm gonna go to 30, and then we'll skip the night once it's dark, as well, which will help speed things up.
All right, now I'm thinking of more movies.
Yeah.
You realize how many Tremor movies there are?
I think there's like 6 or 7, aren't there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've only seen the first 3 and then the prequel.
I've only ever seen the first one, the original, with Kevin Bacon. Kevin Bacon's not in like any of them except for the first one.
No, after the first one he stopped, and then slowly the original cast stopped being a part of it until it was just the guy that played Bert.
Is that he's the guy with the mustache? Because he was in the series too, I think.
He was in the guy with the mustache. He's the one with the guns.
Because they made a Tremor series as well, which I never saw, but I remember him being in it.
Yeah, I think I vaguely remember that. Didn't watch it though, because honestly, like I will kind of accept 2, but really, 1 is where it's at.
Yeah. We especially want to start skipping time because the horses operate on in-game days, and they need like 10 in-game days, so like we're not going to get progress on them until we start skipping time. Look at that sky. Wow.
To a lesser extent, Black Mirror is there. I've seen a few episodes, but I don't know if it really grabs me like the older kind of shows do.
I attempted to watch the first episode of Black Mirror, which apparently was a mistake. Apparently people say don't watch the first episode if you're trying to get into the series, because the first episode is weird and like kind of shitty. First episode is the one where
Is that the Prime Minister?
Yeah, they I can't really remember what they threaten him with, but they basically threaten his life or the lives of his family or something with killing them if he does not on air literally fuck a pig. And yeah, that one didn't grab me. It was just so like, I don't know, it was just too weird.
It was kind of them taking a gamble, because usually the first episode of a new series is what will make or break interest.
Yeah.
And oh, hello, the logs suddenly mutated.
Nice. Well, we are in Nevada. I mean, it might happen.
It's supposed to only happen at night. That's when the UFOs come out.
And the UFOs come out during the day too.
It's also because of the radiation.
Yeah. Yeah, we're actually playing in the Fallout universe. We're
I mean, they did do a lot of nuclear tests in Nevada.
yeah.
Which I'm told, because my mom took a trip out in Nevada once, so she decided to have a look at the Fallout Museum, and
Well,
it's
I need to put
really
that
interesting.
Really? Where is it?
Yeah, it was. I want to say like either outside of Reno or on the outskirts of Vegas.
Mm.
It's obviously not near civilization, but it's near a major settlement. I just forget where.
For some of those tests, they were like, hey, you stand here. And they would just have people at varying distances from the explosion, and they just wanted to see what would happen to them later.
Yep. That's true. There we go. God, it's raining. Alright. Oh, those came in. Do I need to... I need to fertilize those. I'm going to, go back to real time real quick. So I can fertilize. Might need to buy some more, but that's fine. It's not going to take me that long. Yeah, I mean, you know, it's not just America, but it's a lot of America has done a lot of bad shit in the name of science and industry.
And rocketry.
And rocketry.
I mean, sure, you're a war criminal, but you know how to make those sweet-ass rockets. We were really impressed by them blowing up people in the UK, so we want you to make them for us now.
Oh, yeah, here we go. Now it's properly applying the fertilizer. Weirdly, there are two shows that I've been watching recently that both have Werner von Braun in them, played by different actors. One of them is For All Mankind.
Why didn't they just get the real Von Braun?
For All Mankind, which is a really good show, and I recommend you watch it if you can. You probably want to sail the high seas for it because it's an Apple TV show, but it's really good. About the space program. Well, it's about a theoretical space program in an alternate timeline where things didn't go exactly the same. And then I was watching Project Blue Book with Littlefinger. And it's not a bad show. But they also had a couple of run-ins with Werner von Braun since they were kind of investigating some UFOs, and they weren't sure if it was like part of the missile test program or whatever. It's like takes place in like the 50s. And in that one, Werner von Braun is depicted as being definitely part of the conspiracy. Whatever that conspiracy is, he's part of it.
Well, he would.
I feel like Littlefinger, the guy who played Littlefinger, I can't remember his name, but he's another one of those characters or actors who is really good at a particular kind of character and not as good at other kinds of characters. I thought he was pretty good as Littlefinger, even though his accent changed like multiple times throughout the series. Just as it does in this show, he's supposed to be an American. He's supposed to be from the same city that I am from. He's supposed to be... That's fine. People don't know. I mean, people know where Yogscast lives in Bristol. Some of them do. Some of you live in Jersey. I am from Columbus, Ohio, and this guy, he's a real person. He's based on a real person, I should say. Taught at Ohio State.
People are going to be outside your house
tonight. He taught at Ohio State, and it's from Columbus, and then he got involved in Project Blue Book. And it was kind of funny because it's a little bit of a cheap show. Like you can tell they didn't have a huge budget, because whenever they show, they didn't show it very much, but whenever they show quote unquote Ohio State University in the 50s, they always show like the same like exterior old-timey hospital that they've used in like a million other shows that is instantly recognizable. Like, you've definitely seen this place before, and it is not anywhere near Ohio, the state, and not just Ohio State. It must be an exterior in Vancouver or something.
You said hospital, and my head instantly just kind of went to Doogie Howser.
Well, by hospital I mean like it's a like it's an old hospital, not like a new hospital. Like it's I bet you can probably picture it if I describe it to you. It's mostly brick. It looks like a kind of an old 1800s or maybe early 1900s building. It has like stairs leading up to the entrance from a small parking lot in front. They've used it on like a million shows. Like I have seen that building more than I have seen real buildings in my same town.
Sounds like my old high school.
Is this... We got weeds now. That's fine. I guess I should probably weed it before we skip the night. But anyway, the show itself it's fairly cheap. It's not the best show, Blue Book, but it's watchable when we like have basically nothing else to watch right now. Thanks, COVID.
To make a joke, but I don't know what kind of accent COVID would have. You're welcome.
If anything, COVID just saved you from some more shitty writing than you otherwise would have been subjected to.
Probably. Although, speaking of, I have been watching, well, I had been watching because it's over for now, the show called The Nevers, which, unfortunately, now, because he's being Me Too'd, is by Joss Whedon. So it feels weird, like, watching it and enjoying the show. But apparently he left the show. Like, he left, like, right before all this stuff happened, because I guess he kind of maybe saw it coming and didn't want the show to be pulled under with him. Which, you know, I guess was nice of him.
I guess.
It's another case of you have to separate art from the artist.
It seems like 90% of the people in Hollywood are as much of a sex pest as Joss Whedon is.
Yeah. It's Joss Whedon, like,
So they're kind of...
he's not even like the worst one. Like he just was a bit of a pest. He was more of a pest than anything.
That's why
Whereas
I like
other
the term
people
sex
are,
pest.
Yeah.
Most of them don't really... I mean, they do weird, creepy shit, but
Yeah.
it's not like...
Weird, creepy shit that
Blatantly
that needs to stop, but they don't like literally
stuff.
like rape anyone or you know
Yeah.
do anything physical, at least majorly physical. Like any of it is bad, but there are definitely worse. But it's not a bad show, The Nevers. But it apparently was heavily impacted by COVID because they made and aired the first 6 episodes this year and apparently haven't even started on the next 6 episodes, which are supposed to be in the same season. It's still supposed to be season 1. Season 1 is supposed to be 12 episodes, and they made half of it. And they're all already aired, and they have not actually started making the second half.
And we already discussed how the Lord of the Rings show is written by Star Trek Beyond writers. And they're going to try to adapt the Silmarillion.
Why?
Well, clearly they're the best of the best.
You know, I heard some somewhat potential good news is that Simon Pegg has decided that he wants to make a Galaxy Quest TV show. So I guess there's
I
saw
recognize
that.
that name, but I don't know who that is.
Simon Pegg,
Yeah.
guy from the Cornetto trilogy, guy from Shaun of the Dead, from Hot Fuzz.
Like Scotty in the new
He
Trek
was
movies.
Scotty in new Trek movies. He's
Oh, yeah.
I think he actually helps. He might have been one of the writers of Star Trek 3.
Yeah, he was one of them.
He's like a huge Trek nerd.
The
As I
original Star
recall.
Trek 3.
No, the new one, the new Star Trek 3.
Beyond?
Yeah,
No. Well,
Beyond
it's
wasn't
not
that
really-
bad. Beyond
it
was
wasn't that bad. It was kind of entertaining, but
yeah.
I mean, it's better than everything else recently, but it's not really saying much.
True. I think the first new Trek was fine. Second was absolutely terrible and should be stricken from the record forever. 3 was fine again.
It had some charming moments.
Yeah.
Plot didn't make any sense though.
Yeah, I don't even remember the plot. I remember there was like a girl with markings on her face as like one of the major like characters in
Yeah.
marketing, and other than that, I don't really remember anything.
Spoilers that the villain is a Starfleet captain that is angry that he was abandoned in this unfindable planet.
Villains are always
So he
Starfleet
decides to get
captains
revenge on
or
Starfleet.
admirals. Like, wasn't the villain of 2 RoboCop? Well, one of the villains. Is that 2 or 3? The one where they like have the really big like armored Enterprise and it like crashes
was
into
2.
the city. Oh my god, what a terrible movie that was.
The point of the plot of 2 was that it was like
It was like
Starfleet
rip-off
admiral
Red.
who wanted a Starfleet to be more militaristic.
Yeah.
So he decided to, in secret, construct a new starship that was like heavily military to prove a point that I don't know, Starfleet needs to be more military, and I'm going to show you why.
We need to nuke people, so I'm gonna build a nuke and nuke some people, and that'll prove why we need to nuke people.
Nuke the whales? Why? Gotta nuke something. Simpsons. That's the Simpsons reference, everybody. That's from the Simpsons. Watch out. That's a Simpsons reference.
Everything's
Mr. President, this is an abomination. Yes, we should bomb the nation.
Sorry, the peasants are revolting.
I was elected to lead, not to read.
Sounds like you're doing Arnold as the president.
I was McBain.
McBain!
Turn in your badging gun.
You know what one of my favorite Arnold movies ever is?
Is it Commando?
Well, that's a good one, but no, my actual favorite one, I think, is Last Action Hero. I love that movie.
Gosh, who remembers that one?
Last Action Hero was so ahead of its time. Like, seriously. Like, I think if they were to make and release that movie nowadays, everyone would love it. But I think people, like, didn't really get what it was supposed to be back then.
It's supposed to be a parody of action movies. That was
Yeah.
that was the point.
But I think people, like, weren't ready for that kind of a parody. That kind of a meta parody, too, because it was very meta, that movie.
Oh, the sun! Wow, the sun was rising really fast. I thought I was
It
being
was.
raptured.
We're still on 1. The moon is rising now. I have weeded both fields, so and it is almost nighttime, so it is getting to be that time where I'm going to skip the day.